Welcome to a new video. In this video, we will take a look at the graph of logarithmic functions. In such a function, okay, f of x is equal to logarithm of x minus b in base a. The graph of that function can be plotted into two ways. In the first case, if the base is greater than 1, okay, then the graph goes upright like this, okay, if you follow the red line. And if the base is between 0 and 1, and then the graph goes down like this, okay? It goes down like this, following the red line again. Here, in the first case, when a is greater than 1, which is the base, okay, that line is equal to x is equal to b line. For example, if you look at the first example here, okay, at the down on the left, we see that the function is logarithm of x minus 4. So that negative 4, actually we can take it in this way, which value makes this x minus 4 0, which is 4, right? So that is why this line is equal to x is equal to 4. And our function is gonna go start from very end downside, let's say here. Never it's gonna touch the line x is equal to 4. So anything on that function, okay, f of x function, cannot be equal to 4 as an x value. So why? Because if x is equal to 4, then this part becomes 0. Logarithm of 0 is undefined. That is why x never cannot be equal to 4, guys. So it's gonna come very close from 4, and it's gonna go up. And at the point x is equal to 5, it's going to intersect the x-axis. Why? Because if you put 5 instead of x here, okay, so it's going to be logarithm of, in base 2, 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1, so it's going to be logarithm of 1 in base 2. Whenever this part is 1, then the value of the logarithm is 0. So that is why the function is going to intersect the x-axis at the point x is equal to 5. And one more thing, here we have the base is 2, right? So logarithm in base 2. If this part is 2 also, then the value was becoming 1. So which x value makes this inside the parentheses 1? 6, right? Because 6 minus 4 is 2. So at the point when x is equal to 6, let's say this point is 6, and then here that is going to be 1, guys. So in this point, when x is equal to 6, then the value of the logarithmic function is 1. So that is the way how we plot the logarithmic functions when the base is greater than 1, guys. If you look at the case where the base is between 0 and 1, and then we have something like this, okay? And again, we have an example here. For example, suppose that our function is logarithm of x minus 3 in base 1 divided by 2. Because the base, which is 1 divided by 2, is between 0 and 1, then the function is going to go down like this. As an example, in the second case, when x is equal to 3, okay, 3 minus 3 is 0. So it cannot be equal to 0, but it's going to start from x is equal to 3. Okay, from x is equal to 3, it's going to start and it's going to go down. When x is equal to 4, 4 minus 3 is 1. So logarithm of 1 base 1 over 2 is 0, of course. So that is 0, guys. We have a question here. It says, if f of a is 1 and f of b is 2, and then what is a plus b for both cases? So for both case 1 and case 2, let's solve this question. Okay, if f of a is 1 and f of b is 2, then what is a plus b? So again, okay, let me write the question first. In the first case, we have f of x is logarithm of x minus 4 in base 2. So which x value makes this value, this logarithmic function 1? Of course, when x is 6, guys, okay, x minus 4 is 2. So logarithm of 2 in base 2 becomes 1. So f of 6 is 1, guys. And if we have 8, f of 8 is logarithm of 8 minus 4, which is 4, guys, 4 in base 2, and that is logarithm of 2 is going to be 2 square. That power is going to come as a multiplication, so it's going to be 2 times logarithm of 2 in base 2, which is 2, guys. So when x is 8, then the value is 2, guys. So in the first case, a is 6, and for the second case, for the first case, b is what? B is 8, and if you add them up, 8 plus 6, which is 14 for the first case. And for the second case, I don't have that much space, so I'll just calculate it in a faster way. F of x is logarithm of x minus 3 in base 1 divided by 2, guys. If x minus 3 is 1 divided by 2, if those numbers are equal to each other, then the value of f of x becomes 1. So I will just write x minus 3 is 1 divided by 2, guys. Just send it to the other side. And now here it was negative 3, and it's going to be positive 3. So x is 3 plus 1 divided by 2. X is 3 times 1, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. So x is 7 divided by 2. For the people who are new to my videos and have a question about how I send this negative 3 to the right and then make it positive, I recommend you to take a look at my shortcut videos. So in the first case, if x is 7 divided by 2, then the value of f of x is, let me write it here, f of 7 divided by 2, and then this is going to be logarithm of 7 divided by 2 minus 3 in base 1 divided by 2, which is 1, guys. So for the second case, a is 7 divided by 2, and I'm going to find out b, okay, which x value here, x minus 3, makes the result the square of 1 divided by 2, which is 1 divided by 4, right? So just send this to the other side. So it's going to be x is 3 plus 1 divided by 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So it's going to be 13 divided by 4, guys. If x is 13 divided by 4, then the value is 2. Why? Because if you subtract 3 from 13 divided by 4, then the value is going to be 1 divided by 4. And 1 divided by 4 is the square of 1 divided by 2, guys. So basically for the second case, we have b is equal to 13 divided by 4. And if you add 7 divided by 2, okay, I know it looks like messy, but just let me write it at the left corner. 7 divided by 2 plus 13 divided by 4. Just extend this by 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 13 is 27. So the result is, guys, 27 divided by 4 for the second case, guys. And let's start solving a little bit challenging questions. Okay, guys, in this question, it says draw the graph of y is equal to f of x, which is equal to logarithm of x minus 13 in base 8. The first thing we need to realize is whether or not the base is greater than 1 or between 0 and 1. So as we can see, the base is 8, which is greater than 1. So basically, more or less, okay, our function is going to look like something like this. So what was that line? Okay, that line was whichever value makes this number, okay, inside the parentheses 0, then that value was becoming x is equal to that value. When x is equal to 13, then this value becomes 0. Okay, just let me draw the function here. Let's say this line is x is equal to 13. Why? Because when x becomes 13, okay, 13 minus 13 becomes 0. And logarithm of 0, we cannot talk about that. So x cannot be less than 13, guys. It has to start from 13 first. When x is 14, okay, f of 14, which is logarithm of 14 minus 13 is 1, base 8, and that is 0, guys. So when x is 14, then the inside of the parentheses becomes 1. So that value has to be 14, guys. And let's put also 1 here. Okay, when the result of the function is 1, what is the value of x? So we see that here the base is 8, okay? we know that logarithm of 8 in the base 8 is 1. So which x value makes this function 8, guys? Of course, x minus 13 is 8. Just send this to the right side. So x is going to be 21. That means when x is 21, okay, just f of 21 is logarithm of 21 minus 13 in base 8 is 21 minus 13 is 8. Logarithm of 8 in base 8 becomes 1, guys. So that is why when x is 21, the value of the function is 1. And that is the function, okay? So this is how we can plot how we can draw the graph of that function. And let's continue with our next question. And this is our last question, guys, in this video. Here we have a graph of f of x is equal to 5 to the power of x. This is an exponential function. And in this case, what is the value of a plus b? Okay, we see that a, when you put a instead of x in the function, the result is going to be equal to 5. So f of a is 5 to the power of a, which is 5. 5 is what? 5 to the power of 1, of course. In the powers and exponents series, if you remember, when the bases are same, the powers have to be same also. So that means a has to be 1, guys, in this case. And here, when x is 3, the result is b. So we're going to find out what is f of 3 actually. And this is 5 to the power of 3, of course, which is 5 times 5, which is 125, guys. So f of 3 is 125 as well, which is b, guys, 125. So we see that a, we found out that it is 1 plus b is 125. And if you add those two numbers, then we're going to have 126 as a final answer, guys, 126. And this is our last question. By the way, this is the last topic in my logarithmic function series. After this video, I'm planning to make 2 more videos about challenging questions in logarithmic functions and in logarithms. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you in the upcoming videos.